All right. Well, here we are, all alone, just us three. Privacy. Lady.
She feeling it.
Yes.
What's going on,
What's
everybody? We
going
back for
on?
another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Like, what's his name? DJ Khaled.
DJ
And
Khaled,
another one.
another one.
Yeah. You
What's up,
look.
DJ? DJ always coming through. Shout out
Hi,
to DJ for
DJ.
always
Hi,
Hey.
supporting.
Nanette.
DJ
Hi,
always coming
y'all.
through.
Y'all loyal. Y'all humble. Y'all great. Y'all amazing. We mess
What's up,
with you.
Nanette? What's up, Nanette? Thank you for always
Hey.
showing love too, Nanette.
Yes. Listen, shout outs to them. They have found us. Some of them have found us the podcast. She said what podcast on Spotify and all the other platforms. But most importantly, they've left comments. That's how we know
hmm
that you found us.
Mm-hmm.
So we are forever grateful for each and every one of you guys. All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and jump into it. We are on borrowed time, and so James, why do you have that hoodie on your head?
Oh, because it's cold. It's where I'm at. That's where I'm
Ooh,
at
it's
with it.
chilly
Chilling.
in
It's chilly.
Connecticut.
It's very cold in
Oh,
here.
you
Very cold in here.
right? Sure. Okay, if that's what y'all want to say. So today's topic: don't judge me, but they say they want peace, then pick chaos.
Mm.
Do either of you have a don't judge me for today? If you don't, I got one.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. You got it. You
Yeah,
got it.
you got it, Bree.
You got it.
Okay, so I'll do the don't judge me and then we'll kick off the intro and then we'll come back with the conversation. So, don't judge me, but even though I went to the gym today for like an hour and a half, I sure did go to Walmart and get some ranch wings. I did.
As you should.
And some jalapeno poppers with cream cheese. I'm just saying.
Balanced.
You burned
Thank
some
you,
calories
girl.
tonight. You burned some calories. Now you could get a reward. That's what that is.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay. All
Put
right.
the same calories back up there. I'm not ready to lose them yet.
Everything just canceled out for today. That's all.
Right. The math is mathing.
It's
DJ
girl math.
says, hello. Right. Nothing
Definitely
else
girl.
matters. DJ says, I started listening to the He Said What on Spotify today. You mean she
Woo.
said what? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
girl. I'm going to figure this
Yay.
out. I feel like this is more extreme. Like, anyways, okay. Don't judge me. But let's go ahead and kick off the intro and get into today's topic. You guys hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and you can join us. The link is in the chat at the top. Let's go.
On the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
Let's go to a coffee shop, sip some espresso, and talk about how Tupac is still alive, aliens.
The more you tell me no, the more I want you. And it's like, why?
That is psychotic. Because it's a challenge.
Mhm.
Don't tell me no. You know who I am. I'm gonna get you. That's how.
Travel around and seem like you're a big shot, but the amount of stress that comes with that, you might not be ready for that. Like people who make six figures for a reason.
All right. And we are back.
Yes,
Welcome to the Don't Judge Me But podcast. Um, DJ says, I'm judging cream cheese. Cheddar is better. Hey, listen, whatever Walmart was giving me, I was taking. I ain't have a choice. I wasn't gonna tell them, I'll hold the cream cheese. Give me cheddar. Um, So yes, today's conversation, we are talking about people who say they want peace and then pick chaos.
Mm.
What is your perspective on that, James? As far as what does it look like when someone says, I want peace, but then they choose chaos?
What it looks like to me is people who say, man, I'm so great. I don't have anything wrong with me. I can get in a relationship with anybody and I can work with anybody and we can figure it all out. And then when you get together with them, the smallest thing, you're ready to break up. Or you want to fight and argue over the smallest and simplest things. Or instead of giving somebody their space so they can be themselves, you want to try and control everything, which can lead to further problems. There's a bunch of these things that I could run the list down to, but we're going to keep it simple, you know.
Side note. Side note. And the interesting thing was everything that you just list in my head, it makes me ask, are they the toxic one?
Most of the time, yes. 100%.
Okay. What do you say, T?
I mean, some people don't know what peace feels like.
Off
So
that
how
talk,
are
T.
they gonna know what like to give and to receive? I mean, just ask yourself, like, what is peace? I know I didn't know what it was. So I know, especially if you like grow up in a chaotic environment, that's really your norm. And then when peace does knock you over the head, it's like boring. And it's like, okay, like where is the fight? Like where's the passion?
Excitement.
Where's the excitement?
Yeah. Where's the aggression, right? So the first things first, like what is peace to you? What do you even define? Do you even want it?
Do you really
want it?
Off that talk, T? Come on now.
Pocket girl. Yeah. Do you ever realize that the people who say they want peace, but then they choose chaos, always got something going on? Always got something going on, and they are the main character in this sob story. It's like you attract the energy that you put out. And lo and behold, if you always are in the center of someone's fight or you're in the center of gossiping, you're going to attract that type of energy to you. You're going to constantly be in a battle with the people around you. It's just always going to be something. The cops going to always be at your house. Like, woe is me. I don't know about y'all, but I get tired of hearing about the sob stories. And then you try to give them like positive advice. And it's like in one ear, out the other. Like, why did I even waste my breath?
Because they don't want your input. They just want to be able to vent. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, so how do you maintain, if at all, friendships with people like that?
That's a choice. That's a choice that you have to make. If you want to deal with someone who's always in the drama, that's your decision. If you don't, separate and go different ways. You just figure out what's best for you. But if you're going to be cool with somebody who's always in drama, just know you're going to always have to have your phone by you and probably have some bail money ready.
Not bail money.
Not the bail money. You're going to the extreme.
Little bail money, little lawyer money, some commissary. You never know. People always into something,
man. What about sabotage? Like, what do you think? The
self-sabotage?
Like? Self-sabotage, yes, in a relationship, even just getting to know somebody, because you hear it all the time. Women don't want good guys. We do want good guys, but not all women want that.
I'm gonna let y'all answer that. That's a woman thing. Self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Wait, let me go back to the friend thing. Like,
go ahead to the friend thing. Go ahead, T. And then back
I
to
think, like James said, it's your choice to kind of maintain a friendship with somebody who has a lot going on. And it's all on how like you approach the person in the situation. So if you choose to continue to walk it out with them, because that's what it is at that point, you can even ask. I think James taught me this. Like you start a convo with like, hey, do you just want me to listen or do you want me to give you advice? And like he said, like sometimes people just want to vent. But also sometimes people just want you to validate them. I've learned how to not validate the toxic behavior, but their feelings. They just want to be heard. Like nobody wants to be toxic and like avoid healthy things. They might not even know what that looks like yet. So sometimes we have to be that healthy person to be like, hey, this is not it. And if they take the advice, they take it. If they don't, they don't. And again, it's up to you to kind of walk that out with that friend or family member. Let's be real. Or like James said, you can be like, hey, that I'm not going to be in that business anymore.
Well, at the same time, I agree with you, but at the same time, I also feel like your own personal peace is very important. And if you have someone that is constantly just, the Debbie Downer, the naysayer, regardless of how much you listen to them, regardless of how much you try to pour into them, there's going to come a point in time where you just got to cut them loose, because that energy is going to weigh down on your spirit. And now you got to do extra cleansings, extra meditation, nam yo horenge cure, all of that, because you tried to be a good friend. Like friendships to me work both ways. Like I'm not going to bring no BS to you, and you should not bring no BS to me. If we are bringing that, it's not going to be a consistent thing, because hey, get a therapist, get a dog, get a cat. And it's tough love. Like, you have to value yourself first. And this is just my opinion. Other people, they value relationships and friendships a little differently. But my peace comes first. Like, I'm sorry. I can be a friend to you, but if you're constantly displaying the same thing, then I'm going to have to be a friend from a distance. Yo, both said.
I'm listening.
She learning from the great, you heard?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I understand what you're saying, and it's like it's your choice, right? It's my choice to continue to assist somebody in what they're going through, or even like keeping things separated. Like, hey, I know you're going through this still again. But like, hey, you want to do something else, kind of maybe try to keep it separate. But I feel like I can tolerate a lot. And it doesn't because it's just naturally what I do with people, walk them through things. So I don't know. I think because I have peace in my relationship and in my life for the most part, I can and I have a place to retreat, with God in prayer and get that peace. I think it's a little easier to be like, okay, I help them deal with that. And now I can like separate and move on from that. I guess it's different too, right?
It's different for everybody.
I'm not gonna like help somebody like rob a bank, but I'm gonna talk.
Let me cross that off my list. Where's my paper?
Don't come to me, Bree, with a plot and a plan.
I'm sorry.
I got a question for y'all. Let's say you have a friend, and every week they got some new drama, right? And you know this every single day. Every week they got something going on. How long do you listen before you be like, you know what? I don't want to hear this no more. Or do you just automatically cut it off and you be like, I don't even want to talk about it?
I think it depends.
It depends on the person and how thick their skin is. That's going to determine how I handle them. I'm not that, even though I might seem like it, I'm not that person to be like, hey, listen, I ain't trying to hear it. Like, because I also respect people's feelings, right? So if for me, I honestly, I would probably listen to like the first minute, and then I'll either like, depending on where I'm at, I'll either look at my phone or show like I'm not interested. I'm not interested in the conversation. Or I'll even say, you always got something going on, and then change the subject.
Okay. What'd you say, T?
Do it. I can't do it like that. I don't know. I think it depends. So I think the people who I do choose to like continue to walk that out with them, we have such a close relationship that I can be like, hey, listen, this has been going on. We've talked about this 15 times. Like, I kind of like redirect it to be like, what's really going on with you? Because if you are going through a pattern, it has nothing to do with that other person, has nothing to do with that job. It's something that you have to deal with. And so what about when we talked about 3 convos ago about going to therapy? Like, you're still not in therapy. So I'll kind of lay it out for them. But also sometimes I guess I can say that if somebody comes to me with like, okay, I'm always stressed out, I'm stressed out, I'm stressed out. But like you're doing the same thing and you're not making changes and you know what to do, that's where I'm kind of like, okay. I mean, I could probably even say like, you know what to do. Like, we already talked about this. We, you know, we talked about different things that you can do. I know you're stressed out, but again, that goes back to, okay, you're telling me this to vent, or do you want advice? And it took me a while to not just automatically give advice and to just shut up and listen. I was not a good, I just wanted to tell you the answer like right away. But it's been a journey to just like kind of check in.
What about you, James?
Man, as a professional life coach and recovery coach professional, whenever anyone comes to me with a problem, I listen, right? But if you're coming to me with the same problem that we've talked about and I've given you resources and we've continued to make progress, but you keep taking steps back, I just bring up, like T said, I bring up the progress that we've made. You've done this, we've tried this, but you're continuing to come to the same problem. So how can we figure out a new solution? What can we do differently? And you give them some new options. But I can't sit with somebody for 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and you're talking about the same thing that we've talked about 5 to 10 times already. We got to try and figure out a new solution. Or possibly you might need someone who's more equipped to handle the type of help that you need. I'll pass you off quick, fam.
Higher level of care.
Higher level of care, fam. Let me get you a certified, another professional.
A psychologist. Right. No, but that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you got to go the spiritual route. Maybe you need to go speak to somebody in the church. Maybe the information I'm giving you isn't solid enough for you to accept it. So you need to hear from somebody who you feel you can accept their opinion from.
Yeah.
I don't take offense to that either, because not all my advice isn't made for everybody, and everyone else's advice isn't made for me. You know, it's all give and take. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I get that. I do also think that sometimes you just have to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yeah.
And get them to the right source.
There you go.
So what is peace like? I know we were talking about what does peace look like, but in a healthy relationship, what does peace actually like? What does it resemble? Is it healthy communication? Is it boundaries? Like,
keep going.
It's boring. It feels boring. It feels boring when you don't know what it feels. It's like it feels boring, but it's a lot of work, right? Because there's no like clashing anymore. It's like you've met that
plateau
deal, and you're like, oh well, we used to have this huge fight once a month, but now we don't fight. Like,
set it on a calendar, like
but once you get there, it's kind of like, okay, like,
what do we do now?
Yeah, but that's healthy.
Yeah, you know what you do then? You know what you do then? You have fun together.
Oh,
you go on dates.
Start a fight.
You start watching movies together. You do the intermingling of the legs.
Accuse them of cheating.
Nah, when women starting drama for no reason, that's when they bored. Just give them something to do. Take them out. Give them something to eat. They might be hangry, and they take it out on you.
Something to eat. Why does he always take me out to eat?
Because you're always angry. Let's fix that attitude.
And James always says, like, I got to keep you stimulated. He knows me. He's like, I know you like to see new things. It's like, take me to the park or like go feed the birds. He like knows like those little things to do. Or I'll show you a new movie. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
This is so sweet of him. How did he know? You were trying to start a fight. That's why.
No.
That's interesting.
But a healthy relationship, what it looks like, man, is Just two people who just don't give up on each other, and you're willing to talk through your problems. And as opposed to just being like, I'll let it go, it's some two people that are committed to making sure that each other's needs are met.
Right.
You know, and figuring out the best way to understand what one person needs and what the other person needs to feel loved, to feel secure, and to feel safe in their relationship. That's healthy.
How do you make somebody feel safe and secure when they're used to toxicity, especially from a childhood, that they're still dealing with that trauma?
Patience.
Come on, baby. Talk that talk.
Oh God, you need.
Who's the most patient man you know?
The Lord.
Hello.
Because he be patient with me. You're the second.
All right. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay.
Runner up.
I'll be running up to the Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know the question. Would you say?
How do you show someone safety and security when they're used to toxicity and basically trauma from their childhood?
First, you got to figure out what that trauma is. Secondly, you and whatever that trauma is, you got to move accordingly. If they've been abused or they've been touched or something like that, they might not want to be touched. If they're used to being yelled at, you don't yell at them. You speak at a softer tone. You got to figure out what the trauma is so that way you can figure out the best way to deal with somebody who has that trauma. And then if they have the trauma, you also need to do some research and see if you want to deal with the good and bad traits of that trauma.
That's interesting. I think that nowadays in the society that we're in with dating, a lot of people are more so reactional than they are in listening and being patient and trying to understand that person, especially at the beginning stages of dating, because you have a lot of people that feel like going into a relationship, you shouldn't have any issues. Like, if I did my work and I'm healed, I want somebody else that's healed, but that's not always the case. You're not always going to get someone who's also put in that work. So you are going to have to be patient with them. You are going to have to be emotionally intelligent and read the room and know how to address them or when to address them. Because there are a lot of times where every situation doesn't need you to speak on it. You don't need to bring it up. Sometimes you bringing it up can be a trigger. Right. So I think right now in the world that we live in, a lot of people are not being gentle and giving grace to every individual that they meet. It's like, you need to come in here perfect because I've been single since God knows when, and I'm not about to tolerate nothing from nobody.
Yeah. Side note, what people got to understand is no matter how much inner work you've done and how perfect you think you are and how much trauma you've gotten through, when you meet somebody else, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know their traumas. You don't know their abuse. You don't know their story. Got to have some patience and give them some grace, man. It's going to take time to figure out somebody. You want love, but you're not willing to put in the work to have unconditional love. That's what everyone wants. Someone who loves me for me. But in order for that to happen, that takes time. You got to get to know somebody. You got to go through the ups and downs. You got to figure out how they are when they're mad or when they're happy and all this and what makes them tick, you know?
And then also, like, gonna give James credit again, but he taught me that, like, even if you're like healed and, you know, healing and whole in your singleness, like it's different type of healing and wholeness in a couple, because it's like two people coming together and it's like different set of problems or triggers. So it's not just like you and your singleness, like, okay, I have everything set and settled. But when you come together with somebody else, like, they might do the one thing that triggers you that you've just not been around. And that can feel like chaos and not peaceful. So you it's hard because you kind of have to be in a place to identify, like, all right, is this person toxic or is it something that, like, we have to work through? Because people, like, overuse that word toxic sometimes. And you just have to be able to, like, identify what that is. And are you willing to work it out with them? Are they willing to? Like, hey, it triggers me when there's dishes in the sink, you know? Like, it could really be a trigger and it could like bring me back to my childhood, right? And that person has to be like, they could be like, I don't care, like you do them. Or they could be like, hey, I hear you. I'm going to really work on making sure that I do the dishes after I use them. So it can be like, I could walk in and be like, oh, there's dishes in his sink. That is so toxic because it triggered me. Or it could be like, hey, I'm going to face this. I'm going to bring it up and see where he goes with it. And then you just got to walk it out.
We talked about that
easy.
I'm like, what? That sounds like really relatable.
These are real specific examples. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just an example.
I know, babe, but we did talk about that. T came to me and was like, you've had the same 2 dishes in the sink all week. And I was like, fam, I live by myself. I don't have to clean up for anybody. It'll be clean by the next time you get here. Don't worry about it, baby.
No, but that was an example. It wasn't that one, but in general.
I think the crazy thing is when you have 2 people that's in a relationship and you have one person that is really working to adjust to accommodate said person's triggers, and the other person just is like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. There's just too many things that you have to work on, and they leave. Like, well, they were working on it for you. Like, they were trying to accommodate your needs and the things that trigger you so that you're comfortable and you have that space. I think people just walk away too quickly nowadays, thinking that there's something better out there. There really ain't nothing out here in these streets.
Nah. Like you were saying, everyone wants someone already made, man. But what you got to realize is when you're dealing with somebody, you're dealing with someone who has X amount of years, however old they are. They've dealt with their own traumas. They've dealt with their makeup of the different people that they've interacted with, right? All the abuse, all the manipulation, all the narcissism, all the weirdo stuff, everything they've been through. And now they're trying to work through their traumas while still trying to get to know you. Right. And it's going to take time for them to adjust to who you are, because in the back of their mind, you're just like everybody they dealt with for the last X amount of years. Yeah. Right? And then that's why it's hard for people to give people a fair shot and a fresh start, because in the back of their mind, you're just like everybody else.
Yeah. Listen, that work is not easy.
Nope.
I think a lot of people feel like you can just wake up and be this brand new person the next day. Bro, that work is hard and it's lonely because everyone is not ready to do the work. Like they like being toxic. They like the arguments through text messages, those paragraphs. I'm sorry, you send me a paragraph worth of conversation. I might not. I just skim at it, but you argue. First of all, how do you argue with someone through text message?
They put everything in caps.
They put the clapping hand emoji.
Yeah, they start sending gifts.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because at this point, I feel like to argue with someone through text message is a choice at this point. Because if I see all of this and I see the clapping and I see the capitalized letters, I can just I can scroll on somewhere else. I don't have to read it. I understand by not responding, it's going to equal a phone call, but that's just doing the most. That takes up too much energy.
Side note. Do you really know somebody until you see them angry?
Ooh, that's a whole different beast right there.
Because
you know what?
Go ahead. What you got? You want me to go?
I be telling folks, I done worked on myself. I do not want to revert back to the old Bree. Please don't make me go back to that person, because when I go to that person, I'm not coming back to the healed Bree with you. Like,
it's all over.
It's a done. Yeah, might as well just block me. Like, because I'm going to be rude. I'm going to hurt your feelings intentionally. Like, because it's like, look what you made me do.
Oh, that's so sad. You blaming them? Is that not lacking accountability? Is that
no? Because my accountability.
They forced you to go back to the old you.
They did. Yeah. Poke. Okay, you get what you want. You wanted this.
Yeah, I feel that you really don't know someone until you see them angry.
Have you
Until you see
guys
them
seen each
angry.
other angry?
Oh, we've seen each other in every season.
Mm.
Every season.
Wait, what does my angry look like?
You're angry.
No, I cry and I run. I used to cry and run.
She used to run.
Crier. I'm not a yeller. Right?
She's not a yeller.
No.
When she's mad, she won't talk to me for about 20 minutes. And then I'll come bring her a snack, and then I'll give her a kiss on the forehead, and then she's happy.
You're like, okay. It's like it's so
and then we'll just sit down and talk about whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've
That
seen
reminds
him angry.
me. What is him? I've never seen. What does he look like angry?
Me?
Different
seasons.
In the beginning it was scary, but he's changed. So he's learned like how to appropriately like deal with things when
anger
he gets triggered. At first I was like, I think even in the beginning you said like, I think he acknowledged that I wasn't the type of person who can handle how he used to get angry around his exes. Like, because some girls are different. They will pop off just as they will match your energy. And I'd be like scared. So I think he's even said it a few times, like in the beginning, like I'm not going to do it. Like, because you will be like, oh my God, and run. But now it's like, he just needs time too. Like he just needs time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause how can you honestly become angry at someone who is the complete opposite of you? Like at this point, it's like you're bullying them.
Yep. Especially when opposites attract.
Yeah. So it's like she calmed you down.
I'll listen. Steve keeps me calm all the time.
I'll be like,
you know when I'm mad now? When I'm mad now, I don't even yell anymore.
I know. I don't even remember when you were mad. I think you just get frustrated.
When I probably won't talk for a little while. I'll focus, I'll meditate, I'll sit in silence for a little bit. I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
But that took a while.
Wow.
It's not easy.
Okay. Hey, it's work in progress. Now you see why I get angry if somebody has made me revert back after all of this work that I put in. Okay.
All the work I done put in. We done put in.
Listen. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. Before we do, James, do you want to let the folks know how can they reach out to you, sir?
Yeah. I'm sorry, everybody, but I got to leave early. I got some business to take care of. You can hit me up on social media at mental_ambition 2.0. That's TikTok at mental_ambition 3.0. That's Instagram. You can hit the website if you want to get in touch with me for any services, life coaching, recovery coaching, author, podcaster. You need a motivational speaker. Hit the website, 3w.mental-ambition.com. Prepare your mind for any challenge. Believe you can accomplish anything. Stop messing with those toxic people. Focus on you and give somebody a chance. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we return, we will continue the conversation.
Bye.
Hey, it's the girl Simplee Bree, and yes, I am a content creator. I create materials in order to start healthy conversations in the community because if we want to start seeing better, then we must start doing better. I also assist with podcast consultations, so reach out to me if you are interested in getting yours started. www.IamSimpleeBree.com. That's SIMPLEEBREE. I look forward to helping you get your podcast off the ground and out into the forefront.
Have you lost your job? Been incarcerated? Sustained a life-changing injury? Or just needed help getting your life on track? Hi, I'm James Sweat, life coach, author, motivational speaker. I've overcome all these things, and guess what? So can you. I'm committed to helping you prepare your mind for any challenge and believe you can accomplish anything. God bless. Keep going.
We're back.
Me and you, Bree.
That was like magic. So this is almost like what she said what would look like if we did video, right?
Oh.
This is not She Said What. This is the Don't Judge Me But podcast. And today's conversation that we are having, we're talking about chaos and the people that choose it after saying they want peace. So you had mentioned something earlier, T, and you were saying how peace is boring. Why do you think not even just peace, why do you think consistency might come off as boring as well?
Consistency might feel boring because there's like not those like high and lows, right? Like,
Mhm.
because those high and lows can be entertaining if you know,
They
are in
can.
the right spot. It's like that excitement, it's that you know, going back and forth. I mean, some people like to argue, right? And they're like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
can't wait to say it." Like, it gets them hype.
They be planning it in their head, like,
Yeah,
"Imma say
it's true.
this."
Yeah, they have it all planned out in their head. That never
Mhm.
happens. But yeah, I just think that there's not the high and lows, and like when it's consistently like peaceful, they're kind of like, huh, I don't like what's gonna happen next. It again,
Yeah.
like people can also like always expect something else, like, oh, it's been peaceful. What's gonna
Mhm.
happen now?
Mhm.
And kind of maybe even like subconsciously going to seek out something to rile up the
Right.
playing
AKA,
field.
that's usually like when folks go cheating when they got a good person at home,
Mm,
but they miss that edge, like, or the what if I get caught type of thing. Cause you
mm.
see people cheating and it's like they do it in the dumbest places. Like, why would you cheat in your own bed while your partner is at work? Like,
With the
what could
Ring camera
possibly
at the front door. They don't care.
what could possibly go wrong here? Let me see. But yeah, no, the consistency. I'm trying to think if there was ever a time I was tired of someone's consistency and considered them boring. I was. I think it was when I stepped outside of my box and went against my normal type of guy. And I dealt with someone who was more on the geeky side. So it was like I knew I could predict what would happen. He didn't
Mm,
have any type of edge to him, no bad boy type of history. Um and it was it was it was like I wasn't used to it. I
mm.
wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to the arguments, cuz a lot of the times us women we feel like if the guy doesn't fight for you or he doesn't argue to stay with you, that means he really doesn't care for you. That's not the case. That's like the opposite of the case, right?
Yeah. And there's also like when men or women are caught cheating, it's kind of like I don't know. I feel like they're like, oh, he's gonna come back to me. It's like a competition type of thing that kind of like
Yeah.
it's like this weird, like toxic, like competitive thing going on. And that
Yeah.
might be really exciting. Like, oh, all these girls want him, but he comes home to me. Like that sounds dumb. Like it does, but you know what I mean? It happens so often. It's like
Yeah.
actually kind of normal.
You know
You
the
hear
interesting thing? I hear the
sorry.
kitty cats. They're like, "Yeah, say it, mommy."
Sorry.
The interesting thing that I've realized when I moved down here, so back in the days, I used to walk around with a fake wedding ring because I thought that that would keep the guys away, but in reality, that attracts them to you. Same
Mm,
thing with the men. Women who see men with wedding bands typically go towards them instead of away from them because of the whole competition. Oh, let me see if I can take him. Let me
mm.
see if I can get her. Plus, in their minds, it's a no strings attached type of thing because you got an old man or you got an old lady. But who wants that karma?
That's not good.
Like,
That karma is not good.
no, no.
Y-
So, mm,
You
I'm
reap
just
what you sow
saying.
in real life.
It really does come back sometimes 10 times fold. The same way you get them is the same way you lose them, and I don't
Mm,
understand why people still haven't figured that out. Like, they will literally get married to the person that they were cheating with. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But have you ever knew that someone was toxic, but yet you still continue to deal with them as far as relationships go?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, on me and Bree's podcast that's going to come out on Friday, there's a part of the show where we talk to our younger self, and younger Tierra
Yeah.
was far from
Standing
what
on
she is right
speakers.
now, and younger Tierra definitely was engaging with men who were blatantly out in the open, everyone knew was toxic, and I willingly played parts in that. So absolutely, I'm not gonna say that I haven't, and I feel like a lot of us have.
Yeah.
And you can say, "Oh, I regret it," but it like taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself. I'm like, what did I think about myself if I'm just out here making a mockery of myself, like willingly?
Right.
Like my family is telling me what's up, the whole city and town telling me, and I'm just like, yeah. And then, yeah, so definitely I've been there, but
yeah. I've definitely been there as well. And it's interesting because I always say, if that person was to try to get with me now, like, if you don't get out of my face, I realized what type of person they really were. And I think for me, because I was younger and inexperienced, I really didn't know what to expect, right? I didn't know what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. So anything with toxicity, I'm talking about, it was crazy, crazy. Like, it was crazy, but that was normal for me. That's what I thought it was supposed to look like. But in reality, it was far from a healthy relationship. The communication was garbage. Um, you know, but thankfully, it was a moment where I realized I had to choose myself and choose my child over that relationship. And I'm thankful that I did. I don't know where I would be now if I was still in that situation. But I think that that's what the healing process looks like, because you have to acknowledge your past and what you've been through in order for you to move forward. You can't just skip it and act like if I could be hypnotized and forget everything, I
I
would
don't know how
definitely
that
do
would
that.
be. As long as I like internally learn the lessons that I learned.
Yeah.
Like if I can just block out things that I've done, but like still benefited from the lessons, then I think I would. But like,
Right. Yeah.
because those lessons are valuable. Like that you learn
Yeah.
things in some really hard ways sometimes to where I don't regret that.
Yeah.
But there's things that I wish I could forget
Yeah.
mentally.
Don't we all?
Mentally, absolutely.
What are some ways that you choose now to protect your peace versus how you protected it in the past?
The past me chose substances to kind of maintain a facade of peace, right? And the new me, I'm all in prayer all day long. Like literally, Bree, we've talked about it.
You live in the Bible.
Yeah, and I still I still have times where I'm frustrated and I cry and I'm sobbing and I'm going through stuff, but it's like I don't use the worldly forms of the temporary peace like I did before. So protecting the peace is easier because I'm getting it from the source of peace, right? Like God is peace, and that is a big change because that's like where addiction comes from, right? And you kind of have to be careful with, but people get peace from different places in the world, like sex, relationships, like anything that would kind of fulfill them for a temporary time. It could feel like peace, but it's really just like numbing that place in you. So definitely prayer, spending time alone, like and out in nature. It's warmer now here, so definitely like the beach. I like to kind of go and kind of separate, even go into the coffee shop. I love just sitting there doing my work there. things like
Talking
that.
about how Tupac is still alive.
Yeah, I mean, I love a good convo. I was just having a convo with somebody yesterday. They're like, you're a conspiracy theorist. I said, call it what you will, but do what you got to do. We'll
if
see.
you must.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. As far as for me protecting my peace now, I am more conscious of the friendships that I have and the people that I interact with. I am also just more conscious of the information that I take in
Mm,
and the forms of entertainment that I have. Like I'm at this point now where it's like I'm trying to wean myself off of drinking when I go out. I'm not a big drinker as it is, but when I would go out, I'd have like one cocktail or something small and light. But I don't even want to do that, because that does not protect my peace. That right there gives me anxiety because now I'm like, oh my God, like, am I sober? Am I okay to drive? Like,
yeah.
so, but in the past, protecting my peace. Oh, and also I talk more, I communicate more, I speak on what's bothering me. In the past, protecting my peace looked like, ugh, I really wasn't protecting my peace back then. I was just so focused on being the perfect partner and making sure that my partner was taken care of, whether it made me feel comfortable or not. It was like I put myself at the end. So I would say maybe just trying to surround myself with family back then, and friends who truly loved me and truly wanted the best for me. That was the way that I protected it in the past. But now it's like guarded. My peace
Mm.
is truly guarded. And I feel like it's important. Like you have to be like that sometimes.
It
So.
takes time to learn that,
Mhm.
though.
Mhm.
Everyone's different.
Mm. Have you ever blamed someone for the reason why a relationship did not work out, but it was really your fault?
Yeah. um, I was not a good communicator. I was not vulnerable. I did not do well with intimacy, like not talking about sex, but like communication, like having a vulnerable
Mhm.
relationship. I was really good at keeping people far,
At a distance.
right? But like I was not emotionally stable. Like I
Mhm.
would cry. I had anxious attachment. So I mean, I think back and I was probably not the easiest. Like they're probably like, she's nice, but there's something up with her. Like they're probably like, what
She's
the hell?
crazy.
Yeah, she's crazy. So definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. Definitely that person.
So there was this one guy, and he lived in New York. And at the time, I was like 17. He was like 21, 22. And he was just so adorable. I truly, truly, I liked him, but I self-sabotaged it because I just felt like, oh, what would he want with me? Like, you can have anybody. He was a model. You can have anybody. Like, why would he want me? He wouldn't want me. And I remember he had me stay at his house and he had went to the gym and girl, I was looking through his drawer and I found a card, a birthday card that apparently his ex had gave him, and I was just like, "Oh, you're still messing with her. Why you
Oh.
still got the card?" Like I really picked a fight with him simply because I felt like he was deserving of someone else.
Mm.
And I blamed him, and I was just like, "No, you still want to be with her, so you can be with her." And I broke things off. And we tried to rekindle things when I got older. And he ended up getting married. Like, and I was just so heartbroken, like, oh my gosh, if I would have just I would have just believed in myself. But I did that. I self-sabotaged that, and I blamed him for it. He probably to this day thought that it was his fault. It was not your fault, sir. It was
Yeah,
me.
see, I was gonna say, let him know. Like,
Yeah, it was all
let him know,
me.
wasn't.
In my head,
Yeah.
I did not value myself, so of course I could not see somebody else showing value of me. But if things don't work out between you and your wife, I'll pray for you guys. Like,
Right now.
I don't want that karma. I don't want that man husband.
Oh my gosh. Bree,
Mm.
you live and you learn, huh?
Yes, you definitely do. So, I mean, seeing how it's just us up here. We got this segment to ourselves.
Yay.
If you haven't done so already, make sure you find us on She Said What podcast
Mm-hmm.
on all of your audio platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, if I haven't said that already. Sometimes we throw shorts on our YouTube channel. Check out our YouTube channel. She Said What podcast with Simplee Bree and Tierra.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, we are talking about why do some men confuse submission with silence?
Ooh, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's something about this. When I was at the barber shop, shout out to Christian, my barber. He's my new barber.
Oh,
They were talking about submission and what does it mean to submit? And I said,
we just talked about that day.
yes,
Wow.
yes. So submission, and then I didn't know that next week's topic was going to be about submission as well. So
Okay.
that was a surprise to me just now. But yeah, you guys tune into that. You got any final words? You got anything else that's on your mind that you want to talk about?
Oh, my friends, Bree. Choose peace.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you don't know what it feels like, just start with, or if you even want it,
Yeah.
just be honest with yourself. Like, ask yourself, like, okay, what is peace to me? Right. If you have a journal, write it down. If you don't, I'm not a journaler, but I do do well with speaking things out loud when I'm by myself, but really try to or talk to your therapist. Like, really try to process what peace is and if you want it, first of all. And then really try to dig through that. If you haven't ever experienced peace, try to pick up some patterns, try to see patterns or cycles and dissect it.
Yeah.
And keep coming, keep showing up here because
Yeah,
I said it on
therapy.
the other podcast, but like, if you don't want to go to therapy or you're not ready yet, or you can't afford it, because let's be real, come to these, right? Leave us questions, like
We're
come
free.
come up, be a guest.
Mhm.
We love to hear from you, and we are all down to discuss whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're human. Like,
Yeah.
we make mistakes. We go through the same things that you guys go through, which is why it makes the conversations more relatable,
Mhm.
because we've been there. It's called Don't Judge Me But podcast, because we are talking about different topics that you guys want to talk about without feeling judged. So we are here to like fall on the sword for you
Yeah.
guys in a sense and talk about those things. So your interactions with us, the communication with us is definitely pivotal with this podcast. Like T said, if you can't afford therapy, let us sit you down on that red little sofa and you just close your eyes and you
Yeah.
just talk to us. Like, we're not
Let's
going to
talk
judge
you
you.
through it. Right? Talking through
Yeah.
it, Bree.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what we're here for. Ah, DJ says,
Oh,
I love the
DJ.
variety of advice y'all give and different views.
That's nice.
Yes, because we all have different walks of life, but yet we still have a common ground that we're able to identify and make sure that we touch on when we are having these conversations. It's just so interesting, like the relationships that we have here. So hopefully you guys are able to receive the messages that we are putting out there for you. You're picking up what we're putting down.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you follow us. We will tell you how to get in touch with us and what we have going on in just a second. But we want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for rocking with us, whether it's the Don't Judge Me But podcast or the She Said What podcast, or even just subscribing to us on Instagram or TikTok. We wholeheartedly appreciate you guys taking time out of your days just to kick it with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I said this last week, just like a cookout, like there's just no food. But so with that being said, T, I will have you go first. Please let the people know how can they find you online and support what you got going on.
Yay. Hey friends, it's Tierra. I am the owner of Heal, Empower, Repeat. I offer services to help you walk through what you got going on in life, because life be lifing. And I have a passion for linking up with you and walking you through the healing process and encouraging you along the way. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can hit me up on Instagram at therealt.ierra, or you can shoot me an email at healempowerrepeatllc@gmail.com. And you can catch me with Bree. We have 3 shows, I think. The She Said What podcast. Mondays is always Tea Time Mondays with me, a little mini episode. Bree has hers on Wednesday, and then me and Bree come together and we throw in the gems on Friday with a full episode. So tune in.
Yes, Friday throwing gems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please make sure you guys catch those episodes because we have a really, really good time. I love it. I enjoy it.
Me
I never
too.
know. It's very improv. Like if you don't know, it's very unscripted. Like we are just flowing. So please make sure that you guys tune into that. You can catch me. My name is Simplee Bree. And you can catch me on Instagram at _SIMPLEEBREE_ You can also just type that into Google and it'll show you wherever I'm at. Also, go to my website. I am simpleebree.com if you'd like to do business with me, whether that is podcast consulting, flyer creations, website designing. I mean, you name it, I do it. If you just want to converse with me, you don't know how else to get in touch with me. And then, as T said, you can also check me on Wednesdays. I mean, we're everywhere. That's the point of it all. We're everywhere. Like, there is no way that you would not be able to get in touch with one of us.
You can't escape from us.
Hello.
Like, you're going to hear us one way or the other.
Right. So you might as well just love us. And then while you love us, like us, comment, and share with a friend. And then just come back next week.
Yeah.
We're only on Sundays as far as this podcast goes. I feel like we've said a lot today.
Yeah.
I'm tired
as well. I'm tired too. Maybe it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it raining there, Bree?
No, but I've seen some nasty looking clouds go by.
Ooh.
They look like they stank.
Yeah,
that's what to.
Oh, happy Father's Day to
happy
Father's Day to James too. James is the best stepdad. He really is. I couldn't ask for a better one. So shout out.
Yeah.
Well, not my stepdad, but for my daughter.
You are funny.
He's the best.
DJ.
So thank you to
him. Just said it's the day. I'm tired as well. See, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sleepy.
Oh, I think I'm gonna take a nap. I need to cook dinner, but all right. So with that being said, you guys, Special 77, I think he got a different shift at work. Because he'd be the first one up in here. I'm gonna get on him too. I think last week he went to the movies or something. Like, I'm gonna have to get on him. Don't worry about it. I got him. I got you, DJ. I'm gonna tell him, listen, you've been missing in action, buddy.
Yep.
So, All right. Well, we will let you guys enjoy your Sunday fun day. Once again, yes, happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there, bonus uncles, bonus dads. And we hope you have a great time. So until next time, we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Travel around and seem like you're a big shot, but the amount of stress that comes with that, you might not be ready for that. Like, people who make six figures for a reason.
The more you tell me no, the more I want you. And it's like, why?
That is psychotic. Because it's a challenge. Don't tell me no. You know who I am? I'm gonna get you. That's how.
Let's go to a coffee shop, sip some espresso, and talk about how Tupac is still alive, aliens,